What is good? You could see it's an absolute gorgeous day outside right now. It's like 50 and sunny. I just got done getting some sun myself, like a half hour to midnight right here. You guys could see it's been a while since you seen her. In today's video, what we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna talk about if I had to start over again basically and I had $1,500 cash, what modifications would I buy with $1,500 cash? And now I'm saying $1,500 cash because I feel like that's a decent budget for somebody, like especially like a newer kid to a car, or whatever, you know, you figure you save up, I don't know, 5 grand and you have a leftover amount. I get this question a lot, like, what are the best mods to start off with for a Honda Civic Si? And you know, since I've been in the game for a little bit, probably 5-6 years now, I figured I would shed some light on all the new people. I'm still learning, even though I did a swap, guys. It was a pretty self-explanatory swap, and I've been through a lot of parts and a lot of just research and studying, and I'm still learning everything as well. So I hope this video definitely helps out some new enthusiasts. This can go for any generation, guys. Make sure you click that like button. It helps me out dramatically. And yeah, let's dive in, guys. The first one here, it's gonna be hard to see. Though it is hard to see, in between those hoses right there, you could see that is a header. First thing I'm gonna recommend is that you guys get yourself a nice header. I recommend Skunk 2 Alpha. They also have a Mega Power. I don't know if you could still find it, but get yourself, do research, get yourself a nice header, because that's not gonna only save weight, but that's also gonna open up your exhaust, and you'll be able to flow a little bit better. And it also produces decent torque, especially if you get it tuned, guys. Number 2, this order could be different for everybody. This is just what I do. I don't really focus on looks too much. As you guys could tell, this thing is basically all stock looking, more performance oriented. So the second thing I'm going to recommend, and this is why I recommend it, is get yourself a nice intake. No, I'm not meaning this one specifically, but get yourself a nice, it doesn't really matter to me, like short ram. I like cold airs because of the torque and stuff, and they are definitely proven for power. I could tell from the tune, and just it just feels really good, guys. So you're going to be able to breathe a little bit better sometimes, and with a short ram, induction noise is going to sound amazing. Like, I love how these things sound with an intake. It doesn't matter if you know, you're not really making the best power. I still think it sounds sick, to be honest. So get yourself a nice reputable intake. Do your research. I'm not really the one to ask in terms of like exhaust and intakes. As you guys know, I've been through many of them. So coming into the car, the last thing I recommend, and we are probably upwards of, right now, we'll say the header costs, we'll round up 500. We'll say an intake cost about, what, 300 bucks. Of us, we're up to 800 bucks. Goal is 15. We have $700 left over. And this last $700 investment was one of my favorite investments on this car, guys. Like, I mean, this is the absolute thing that transformed the feel of this car, the performance. It made driving this car an absolute blast. And I'll show you guys, like, with $1,500 to spend. You guys should already know the answer, but that is Honda Flash Pro, or any tuning solution that's made for these cars specifically. Stock, the VTEC engagement is a 5800. For me, it was fun at first, but when you drive a tuned Civic Si or a tuned K series and then you go back to stock, it's just like a buzzkill. But anyways, not only does Flash Pro, God, I should be a salesman. Not only does Flash Pro allow you to decrease your VTEC engagement, which is going to bring the power on a little bit sooner, and it's also going to increase your RPM, your rev limiter, so you can also squeeze out if you're you know, racing and stuff. It's going to help in terms of like holding that power for longer. But another thing that this is not just a, you know, VTEC tool. It's not just a decrease your VTEC limit or increase your rev limiter. It's also a a scan tool. And it has cool features on here, you know, like it has air fuel monitor on there, so rev limiter or your launch control. Let me just, it's adjustable on the fly, which is cool. And then another thing is, if you download the app, the Hondata app for your phones, you can literally view, you can read sensors, you can read coolant temp, intake air temps. So in my eyes, yeah, $700 guys may seem like a lot of money, but to be honest, you're getting a tool that is very versatile. It has multiple purposes. So yeah, a lot of people hit me up and they're like, hey man, you know, I just got a Civic Si and you know, things like that. What do you recommend? Like, what do you recommend doing to it? And I'm like, I always like write comments and this and that. So I'm like, dude, why not just make a whole video on it? Cause I know I'm gonna like inspire, or I know I'm gonna help inform more than one person with a video, you know? So I think it's pretty cool. Right now my VTEC is at 4200 for the low cam, and the upper is, I believe, 58. So essentially, instead of having two cams activate at 58 for like a boost, I separated it. So now that I have the Hondata, you know, I brought that limit down. So it'll bring me my torque faster. It'll bring me my horsepower a little bit faster. And then I also have a higher rev limiter on this K24 than it would be if it was stock. So taking it easy too. You guys probably are like, oh, where's all the, you know, the Mexico videos and all the pulls and stuff like that. Well, I gotta chill for right now because I'm trying to pass some missions. That'll be another video coming soon for you guys too. But this thing's not registered right now, so. This thing to pass emissions. I'm having issues right now. The only chance I'm gonna have is reverting this thing back to stock, guys. So that's gonna be a cool video. Stay tuned for that.